Hello again, this is Larry Hayden. Welcome to the Larry Hayden Podcast, Episode 9. Today I'm discussing the theory of evolution. Please listen till the end when I'll give you online resources to learn more. Biological evolution is the supposed process by which the first cell evolved into the diversity of life we see today. Natural selection and mutations are considered its driving force. However, evolution has never been observed despite those who believe the contrary. Natural selection and mutations cannot add the information necessary to change one kind of organism into another. And it doesn't take a science degree to understand why molecules to man evolution is impossible. Christians and non-Christians alike often question whether the theory of evolution is accurate. Those who express doubts about the theory are often labeled, quote, unscientific or, quote, backwards by those in the pro-evolution camp. At times, the popular perception of evolution seems to be that it has been proven beyond all doubt and that there are no scientific obstacles left for it. In reality, there are quite a few scientific flaws in the theory. In reality, the theory is less than settled. Inherent in the theory is that given enough time, a species can change into another species. A fish can become a monkey, and a monkey can become a man. Yet there has never been a single case where a species turns into another species. It is true that laboratory studies have shown that organisms are capable of adaptation. That is, living things have an ability to shift their biology to better fit their environment. However, those same studies have demonstrated such changes can only go so far, and those organisms have not fundamentally changed. For example, let's consider the dog as a species. All dogs are the same. They're the same species, and we can observe that there is much variation. But even the most aggressive breeding has never turned a dog into something else. There is a limit to how large, small, smart, or hairy a dog can become through breeding. Experimentally, there is no reason to suggest that a species can change beyond its own genetic limits and become something else. Inherent in the theory of evolution is the concept of a very old Earth. It's the idea that the change from one species into another species is somehow more acceptable if it takes 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000 years, and therefore it's more believable. To me, that is simply laughable. There comes a point that we have to conclude that either evolution is true or it is not. Likewise, we have to conclude that either the Bible is true or it is not. In episode 8 of my podcast, I explained the abounding evidence of the inerrancy of the Bible. The theory of evolution has become a religion to those who accept it. The Bible clearly contradicts evolution, especially since evolution negates the idea that all design came from God the Creator. I have been a student of the Bible for over 50 years. Before I became a Christian, I studied evolution and even tried to believe it. Almost comically, I learned that it takes more faith to believe the outlandish theory of evolution than it takes to simply believe in the God of the Bible and God the Creator. There are many names for Jesus used in the Bible. One such name is he is called the Word. An account of God's creation of the heavens and earth is given in Genesis chapters 1 and 2, which cover the 6 days of creation. It states, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything that was made." In studying the Bible, I discovered that the meaning of the names of God all boils down to simply, He who causes all things to be. Therefore, I believe it is futile to try to understand the meaning of life without knowing and accepting just who God is. As a child, I learned a life principle from my own mother that I've always held true. She said, "We've just one life that soon will pass. Only the things we do for God will last." The takeaway from this podcast is that biblical revelation is the key to understanding this world, including how the world came to be. Opposing views are based on many presuppositions, each of which is diametrically opposed to biblical assumptions. But make no mistake, the Bible is the foundational, irreplaceable source of information about the creation of the universe. To learn about God and the Bible, I recommend 3 reliable online websites. First, go to gotquestions.org. That's G-O-T, no space, questions.org. This site is impressively extensive, and it reflects the conservative, conventional Protestant viewpoint. You can enter your question and find reliable answers to over 700,000 Bible questions. Next, go to alwaysbeready.com. Alwaysbeready, no spaces.com, by Bible scholar Charlie Campbell. And finally, visit my podcast, LarryHaydenPodcast.com. And this concludes the podcast. Thank you for listening, and I wish you peace, always.